Namaskar, very good afternoon, learners. I, Dr. Renu Tomar, as promised, shall take you on the journey of understanding individual differences. We are there in the second part of the series of lecture on understanding individual differences. Friends, just to recap what we have done in the first part, let us try to understand that how the individual differences are to be understood by the teacher. Before beginning on the recapping whatever we has been done in the first part of the lecture, let us try to understand that why individual differences are so important, not just for the teacher but also for the person. Because if a person understands what he or she is, then the person would be able to design one's own plan. As Jim Rohn has rightly said, that if you don't design your own life plan, chances are that you will fall into someone else's plan, and what they have planned for you, not much. So it is responsibility of each one of us to plan our own life, and for that it is very important that during the schooling hours, teachers play a very important role and bring the student to the phase where the person knows, the student knows oneself, and the student shall be able to design one's own life plan, so that he or she doesn't leave one's own life planning on the other. Because as rightly said, nobody else is going to plan your life as you would be doing it, because each one of us love ourselves in the best possible manner. Friends, as we discussed in our previous part, that people are very complex, and when we talk about individual difference, we have tried to understand individual difference on the basis of hereditary and environment, and that has been further divided by educational psychologists. But we also need to understand that the human behavior is so complex that there are many things which are unexplained and which cannot be understood. Even the researchers have not been able to unravel much of it, but still there are aspects which have been shared by us, by the researchers, on the basis of the researches which have gone as to understand individual differences, like the gender difference. Here, what is the role of men? Role of men in all the society is seen as that of hunters, while the woman was seen as gatherer. And because of this particular gender difference, the women are good at the aspects which deals with home and aesthetic sense related issues. In fact, another important aspect which we have discussed in our previous lecture was difference based upon intelligence and the difference based upon the caste, class and education. Then we also tried to understand that how education differentiates one person from the other. While trying to understand how the people are being differentiated as far as individual difference is concerned, we try to understand that what impact does biology has, that is hereditary. We try to understand how the society, the community, the nation, the race, the caste has. And another important aspect was also unraveled by us when we try to understand that how emotional developmental structure has a difference as far as individuals are concerned, and how that has an impact in the development of an individual. So when we talk about individual difference, one aspect which we covered was that teacher has to understand there are differences in achievement. So how does this understanding of differences in achievement help the teacher? This understanding will help the teacher that each individual cannot achieve at the same level. Achievement ability of the students is to be decided by keeping in mind the difference in attitude, interest, his IQ, his physical aspect, that is his mental aspect and his physical development, and also the environment from which the student is coming, the socio-economic environment, the cultural environment, the nation to which the individual belongs. all that is going to decide the difference in achievement, and that difference is portrayed and visible in reading, writing and learning. That is 3 R's, and that has to be kept in mind by the teacher. Another important aspect which has to be kept in mind by the teacher in inculcating the learning amongst a student is that there is difference of motor ability. That means the student who is not able to perform so well in the class, the child maybe do perform well in the mechanical task. So that also need to be identified, and accordingly the task has to be given to the student so that one can perform well in that particular aspect. Another important difference which we have dealt with in our first part of the lecture on understanding individual differences was that there is whole lot of difference between the sexes, that is men and women, and various researchers have proven that when it comes to memory, the women have the better skill, and when it comes to motor ability, men are better at that. In fact, even in the handwriting, it is seen that the women are superior. Handwriting doesn't mean just the writing part, it also means being able to provide the vocabulary, while men are seen to excel in mathematics and logic. Similarly, it is seen that the woman shows better skill in making sensory distinctions of taste, touch and smell, while man shows greater reaction and consciousness of size, weight, illusions. Women are found to be superior to men in languages, while men are superior in physics and chemistry. In fact, women have been found to be better at mirror drawing and speeches, while men are found to be better at finding faults because they can focus. Women are more susceptible to suggestions and in comparison to the men. And as far as the girls are concerned, it is usually seen that the girls take interest in the stories, fairy tales, and they love to daydream. Well, when it comes to the boys, it is seen that they take interest in the stories which have science, which have war, which have bravery, which have games, which have sports. And the stories and the games are usually at the center when it comes to boys, and even the occupations and skills should be chosen for the boys in such a manner that they would be able to take their gaming skills or their sports skill, utilize them well and do the best in that particular area. Then we also talked about racial differences, and racial differences, as we talked about, it is seen that the Russians are tall and stout, and there are Germans who have no sense of humor. Why do we make these statements? Because this is something which is generally seen as far as nationality is concerned. And it is seen that the yellow races are cruel and revengeful, while Americans are hearty and frank, and Indians are timid and peace-loving. These statements itself are sufficient to make us understand that the nation provides an identity to the individual. And these observations also make it clear to us that nation has an impact on the personality of the individual. Another important aspect which we had discussed was emotional difference. Let us try to understand emotional difference more thoroughly. When we talk about emotional difference, it is seen that there are people who are more irritable and more aggressive, and they get angry very soon, while there are others who are of peaceful nature and do not get angry easily. So individuals who are more enraged, they are more passionate, and if they are more passionate, if they are driven in the negative direction, they can become very good murderers. They can go in the direction of crime. While if we are able to utilize their passion well, they might be able to do well in the field which require lot of physical strength, like army, like navy. They are the field which needs the person to be passionate, which require the person to be able to use one's own strength and be focused. So it has been seen that the personality of the person is result of different impacts. Now let us try to understand personality. Personality has to be understood by the teacher, but we also need to understand that during the schooling hour, the student wouldn't be having some particular personality, and there would be lot of space for the teacher to help the student to develop one's own personality. But for that, teacher should be able to understand personality well. Just to touch upon how the various researchers have seen personality, Spranger classified personalities into 6 types, that is theoretical, economic, aesthetic, social, political and religious. These were the basic dimensions which were seen by Spranger, while Jung classified personalities into introverts, extroverts and ambiverts. This is a classification which is usually known to most of the educational psychologists as well as psychologists and the people who are in the management area, who are functioning in the management. Introvert have to be tackled differently and they have the different strength and different weaknesses. Similarly, extroverts have the different strength and different weaknesses, and ambiverts have also the different strength and different weaknesses. So accordingly, the people can be provided the occupation or the skill. Trotter divided individuals on the basis of stable-minded and unstable-minded, while Jordan think of personalities as active and reflective type, while Thorndike classified people into 4 categories, that is abstract thinkers, ideational thinkers, object thinkers, thinkers in whom sensory experience is predominant. While Terman has divided the personality into genius, near genius, very superior, superior and average. And Terman also classified people into 9 classes, that was backward, feeble-minded, dull and idiot. So from the various divisions as has been done by the different psychologists, we can understand that the people have been divided into different personality types. And this is also interesting that how the researchers have divided the personality type, but usually when it comes to educational implication, we try to understand personality from the point of view of Thorndike or from the aspect of Jung, as well as we also try to understand from the Spranger point of view. So as this division itself states that the people can be different, and how do we identify those? Of course, these researchers have given the way to identify the personality. There are tests which are available easily for the teachers as to understand the personality type, and that can be administered in the class. And this is very much required, particularly by the teachers who are dealing with the students who are in the teenage, because if they are able to understand personality of the students, then naturally they will be able to provide more strength or more learning material or more curriculum which is for the requirement of the student, which will help him to develop the similar kind of personality. Another important trait which we need to discuss, we say that people are honest and dishonest, and this honesty and dishonesty is also based upon the you would say that due to the environment or due to the hereditary. In fact, it is usually due to the environment that the people are found to be honest or dishonest. So when it comes to understand that how teacher is to utilize her understanding of the provisional of the individual differences, what are the provisions for individual differences as far as educational implications are concerned. First of all, the teacher should be able to conduct the test in the form of intelligent test, and she should be able to have the cumulative record card and have the interest inventories, attitude scales, aptitude scales and measure personality traits. When the teacher is able to do it, she would be able to come to a particular decision regarding individual pupil, and once that is decisive, then actually the teacher would be able to decide her teaching learning methodology, as well as the teacher would be able to divide the students in the homogeneous group, and that homogeneous group can be easily attended by the teacher as to provide them the kind of skill which is needed, the kind of knowledge which is needed, the kind of information which is needed, because it is seen and it is a fact that the people who are with the high IQ, they need the things which higher difficulty level, while the students who are very good at aesthetic sense, they have to be provided a situation or environment to work on the things which will be able to prove, they would be able to prove to themselves that they are good as far as art is concerned or that skill is concerned. So they should be diverted in that particular direction. So it is very important for teacher to understand that how the individual differences are to be understood by applying scientific techniques, and after having applied scientific technique, as we discussed, in form of various scales, she has to understand, she has to apply various tests, the intelligence test and interest inventories, attitude scales, aptitude test, as well as measure the personality traits. After that only teacher would be able to group them into a homogeneous group, and after she or he has grouped them in a homogeneous group, and accordingly the curriculum can also be decided and the teaching learning methodology can also be decided. So friends, from here on we need to understand that how the individual differences are to be measured. If we understand it from the perspective of Skinner, individual differences as including, they are the measurable aspects of total personality. This is what Skinner said. He said that individual differences are including only measurable aspect of total personality, but it is not complete, as we discussed initially also, that human persona is very complex and everything cannot be measured. But of course, as a teacher, our responsibility is to measure what is measurable. After that, after knowing the capability, aptitude, interest, it is responsibility of the teacher to provide the suitable goals in learning and vocation, which in turn would help the student to adjust better in the society. One method which is usually used in educational psychology to measure individual differences is psychological test. The psychological test we have discussed that there are various kind of psychological tests which are utilized, but apart from the psychological testing, the observation is also required on the part of the teacher. Teacher has to be very good observer, and he or she should be able to choose sample well as far as the individual behavior is concerned, and accordingly monitor it and then group them on the basis of the results of the various testing. In fact, the various tests which have been developed by the psychologists are to measure the human characteristics, and we use achievement test to measure what the people have learned. But it is usually seen that the achievement test is used and later on the homogeneous groups are formed on the basis of achievement test. It shouldn't be done. Heterogeneity also needs to be introduced in the group, as the psychologist has said again and again that heterogeneity in the group also results in the group performing to the best possible manner, and it is the wisdom of the teacher to decide that how the homogeneity is to be retained and how the heterogeneity has to be inculcated in that particular group. So when the test of ability tells about the individual that what he or she is best, the ability test will be providing the data to the teacher as far as the capacity of the student is concerned. Similarly, intelligence test and the aptitude test will also be providing the IQ level of the child as well as aptitude of the child. Personality test shall be measuring the characteristics, way of the thinking, feeling or behaving. To make the inferences useful, reliable and valid, the test have to be utilized well, and the test should be reliable in such a manner that it measures a given characteristic consistently. If the test tells two different values while assessing the objects on two occasions, then it has to be unreliable. So friends, for a teacher, it is very important that a teacher is a good observer who understands what individual differences are. Then she is a good researcher. He or she is able to apply various tools which exist to measure the aspects to understand individual differences. And she or he should also be wise enough to have the validity and reliability of those tests maintained, because if the assessment tool is not being used perfectly, then naturally the results will also be not so good. Another important aspect which we need to understand, that the teacher may develop one's own assessment tool also, but those assessment tool has to be standardized, and standardization is something which we usually try to learn during the research procedures, and we administer it to the small sample. After administering it to the small sample, then we try to understand that whether it is yielding the reliable and valid result. If the validity and the reliability is being maintained in the results, then we can say that standardization is ensured, uniformity and objectivity in administration, if it is also added to, then the tool will be able to provide the best result which are expected of it. Friends, one most important aspect is, as teachers, as human beings, as parents, we should respect individual differences and we shouldn't laugh at others. As far as educational implications are concerned, one educational implication was that the teacher would be able to divide her class in the homogeneous group if she or he has been able to understand individual differences in her class. Secondly, the teacher would be able to properly divide her class as far as the ages or interest, emotional and social qualities are concerned. Secondly, the teacher will be able to have the curriculum and home task decided, assigned, keeping in view the individual differences. Then he or she will be able to have the curriculum as well as the environment in the class decided by the factors of gender difference, because it is seen that the gender difference have to be kept in mind. If it is not kept in mind by the concerned teacher in his or her class, then the result is that one of the gender is not able to learn more in the class, because it is usually seen that learning is associated with the interest and enjoyment. If the student is not enjoying, if the student is not interested, then learning graph will also go down and the learning will be reduced. Similarly, if the teacher understands individual differences, then he or she can moderate and modify the curriculum as per the requirement of the students. Another important aspect which teacher can utilize by understanding individual differences, that he or she can choose method of teaching, and it is not advisable to use the same method of education in case of all children, gifted or backward. Similarly, the teacher in her own class will be able to become a good guide, and he or she will be able to understand educational guidance well, and he or she would be able to guide the students vocationally as well as personally. The teacher would be able to assist the students in selecting their career, in selecting the subjects, in selecting the books, in selecting the hobbies, in selecting the co-curricular activities. And the vocational guidance can also be given to the students along with individual training. There are certain plans which have been introduced by different researchers in the context of utilizing individual differences in his or her class by the teacher. As a Dalton plan states that the teacher would be able to create children house, as the word itself states, children house. That means this plan will make the teacher provide freedom, cooperation and allocation of time in her class, and pupil will be free to continue without interruption the work in which they are absorbed, unhindered by the timetables. They are not being taught in the classroom. In fact, they are studying the subject that suits their interest. Advantage of this plan is seen in the fact that the students are able to proceed at their own rate and in accordance with the individual ability. Thus, the instructions are completely individualized. Morrison plan, if we try to understand Morrison, he was a professor from University of Chicago. His plan states that directed guidance and stresses should be there on the unit assignment. That means here the teacher should be establishing learning unit as an important task, and the plan says that as per the individual need and interest, the teacher should be able to provide the learning unit. So every student will not be learning the same. The learning unit will be decided as far as the individual differences are concerned. Another important researcher who has given one's own plan is Vinketa plan, and this plan is based upon the principle that the pupil should be allowed to follow his own rate of learning in each of the subjects of his curriculum. So before instituting this plan, it was observed through an examination that what individual knows and how much he knows in particular subject, and on that basis the specific learning unit was planned for him, and the progress was also checked by the student himself or herself. It was self-administered. The tests were self-administered. Friends, this kind of plan is very much suitable in case of the students who are in class 11th, 12th or in the university or in the PG level, because they know themselves well and they are able to plan themselves well, and they would be also honest in their monitoring. So advantage of this plan was that backward and intelligent shall be able to proceed at their own rate, and there will be no failure since the pupil is measured against his or her progress. Then there is contract plan. In this plan, the subject of the study are determined just like the Dalton method. The pupil progress is measured through the test like Vinketa method, and this plan is synthesis of Dalton and Vinketa method. The project method, which is very well known amongst the educationists, this states, and it was suggested by Kilpatrick, in this method each member of the group can work in terms of his own interest and ability. Hence, this method is also the direction of individualization and instructions. This plan provides the individual with the work which suits one's own capacity, personality characteristics, and it necessitates the adoption of individual tendencies in the education. So friends, from here on, we understand that individual differences are very much important for each educationist and or each teacher to understand, and only on that basis the teacher shall be able to provide the benefits to the students and accordingly provide the instructions, curriculum, methodology, even the units and the co-curricular activities also, as far as individual differences of the students is concerned. And this is not just additional value for the teacher. In fact, this is something which is very much needed for each teacher, that each teacher should be having understanding of individual differences. The teacher should be able to test individual differences and accordingly utilize educational implications which she or he is getting on the basis of results which are coming by assigning the task and grouping in the class and taking care of the interest and need of the students. On this note, friends, I, Dr. Renu Tomar, shall be taking your leave with a promise to join you again on some new topic discussing about education. Friends, namaskar, good afternoon, have a good day.